Porky, and I'm going to be reciting English and History for subject master.
Tell me about Columbus.
In 1492, Columbus made the first of 4 trips to the Caribbean on the Spanish ships named the Nia, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria.
Tell me about the Pilgrims.
In 1620, the Pilgrims sailed from Plymouth, England, and signed the Mayflower Compact before founding Plymouth Colony in North America.
Tell me about the Boston Tea Party.
In 1773, colonists disguised as Mohawks dumped from the British East India Company into the Boston Harbor.
Tell me about the Declaration of Independence.
In 1776, Continental Congress published the Declaration of Independence in Philadelphia, announcing the colonists' intent to separate from England.
Tell me about George Washington.
In 1789, in New York, George Washington was granted the full powers and responsibilities of the presidency by the U.S. Constitution.
Tell me about the Louisiana Purchase.
In 1802, the purchase of Louisiana from French sponsored was an exploration by pioneers such as Lewis and Clark and Congressman Davy Crockett.
Tell me about the Monroe Doctrine.
After victory in the War of 1812, the United States wrote the Monroe Doctrine, which warned Europeans not to attempt to colonize the Americas.
Tell me about the Missouri Compromise.
In 1820, Henry Clay worked out the Missouri Compromise, allowing Missouri to enter the Union as a slave state and Maine as a free state.
Tell me about the secession of the Southern states.
The Compromise of 1850, the Fugitive Slave Act, and the Dred Scott decision proceeded from the secession of the Southern states.
Tell me about Manifest Destiny.
President Polk believed that the Mexican War and the Gadsden Purchase in the mid-1800s affirmed Americans' manifest destiny to spread across the continent.
Tell me about the Civil War.
In 1861, the Civil War began when President Abraham Lincoln went to war with the Southern states who had seceded from the Union.
Tell me about General Robert E. Lee.
In 1865, General Robert E. Lee served under General Ulysses S. Grant at Appomattox Courthouse in Virginia.
Good. Tell me about the 14th Amendment.
From 1868, the 14th Amendment made all former slaves U.S. citizens and paved the way for the civil rights movement.
Tell me about tycoons.
During the late 1800s, tycoons like Vanderbilt, Rockefeller, Carnegie, and Swift fueled the nation industrial age by developing American resources.
Tell me about immigrants coming to America.
From 1820 to 1930, more than 37 million immigrants came to America, seeking freedom and the opportunity to increase their personal wealth.
Tell me about the United States and World War I.
On December
No. World War I.
In 1917,
Good.
President Wilson asked Congress to enter World War I against the Central Powers 2 years after German U-boats sank the Recitation, killing American citizens.
Good. Tell me about the 19th Amendment.
Elizabeth Cady Stanton and Susan B. Anthony led the women's suffrage movements in the United States, resulting in the 19th Amendment in 1920 that granted women the right to vote.
Good. Tell me about Pearl Harbor.
On December 7, 1941, the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, causing the United States to join the Allies in World War II.
Tell me about NATO.
In 1949,
Good.
the United States and its allies formed NATO to resist the spread of Soviet communism.
Tell me about Brown versus Board of Education.
In 1954, in Brown versus Board of Education, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that the segregation of public schools by race is unconstitutional.
Tell me about U.S. astronauts.
In 1969, U.S. astronauts Neil Armstrong and Edward Aldrin were the first men to walk on the moon.
Tell me about September 11, 2001.
On September 11, 2001, terrorists hijacked 4 airplanes. They flew 2 into Center in New York City, and one into the Pentagon in Washington, D.C. The fourth plane crashed into a Pennsylvania field on September 11th, 2001.
Great job. Tell me the preamble to the U.S. Constitution.
We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common events, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessing of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. To ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
Good job. Tell me the Bill of Rights.
Freedom, own guns, quartering, soldiers, warrants, cannot testify against self, right to a speedy trial, right to a jury, cruel and unusual punishments, people's rights, states' rights.
Excellent job, Porky.
My mouth is dry.
Okay, well, now let's do English. You can do it real fast, okay? Tell me about an infinitive. What's an
An
infinitive?
infinitive is two plus a verb used as an adjective or adverb.
Tell me what is a present participle?
A present participle is a verb plus ing used as an adjective or a verb.
Past participle?
A past participle is a verb plus ed used as an adjective or a verb.
Verb principal parts?
Infinitive, present, past, present participle, past participle.
Okay, let's conjugate to be.
To be, is, was, were, being, been.
To do?
To do, does, did, doing, done.
To rise?
To rise, rises, was, rising, risen.
To raise?
To raise, raises, was, raising, raised.
To lay?
To lay, lays, laid, laying, laid.
To lie?
To lie, lie. To lie, lies, lay, lying, lain.
Good. To set?
To set, sets, setting, set.
To sit?
To sit, sits, sat, sitting, sat.
Good. To beat?
To beat, beats, beating, beaten.
To break?
To breaks, broke, breaking, broken.
To write?
To write, writing, written.
To go?
To go, goes, going, gone.
Alright, sentence past subjects. The subject?
The subject is that part of a sentence about which something is being said.
Good. The predicate?
The predicate is that part of a sentence about which something.
No, that's a subject.
The
Try again. What is the predicate in the sentence?
predicate is that part of a sentence about which
That says?
that says something about the subject.
Perfect. What's a clause?
A clause is a group of words that contains both a subject and a verb.
Good. What's an independent clause?
An independent clause, also known as
Nope.
an independent clause, expresses a complete thought and
Complete thought what?
complete thought like a sentence.
Very good. What's a subordinate clause?
A subordinate clause, also known as a dependent clause, does not express a complete thought and cannot stand alone.
What's a phrase in the
A
sentence
phrase
part?
is a group of words that does not contain both a subject and a verb and may be used as a single part of speech.
Good. What are the 4 sentence structures?
Simple, compound, complex, compound, compact.
What are the 7 sentence patterns?
Subject, verb, direct object, subject, verb, predicate, nominative, subject, verb, predicate, adjective, subject, verb, indirect object, direct object, subject, verb, indirect object, complement, adjective, subject, verb, direct object, object, complement, noun.
Really good. Say bye.
Bye.